It's 2021 and my phone is vibrating. My phone is vibrating all the time, so I'm not reacting. My phone is vibrating again. I'm living in Denmark, in Copenhagen, with my, at that time, 3-year-old daughter and my wife. And we just moved a year ago from Sweden. Sweden and Denmark is connected by a bridge, for those that have never been in that area. So we moved literally across the bridge. The phone is vibrating another time. I said, maybe I need to check up. And it's the family WhatsApp group. Who of you has a family WhatsApp group? Couple of. Then you know how much spam you get when you have a family WhatsApp group. So for me, I'm not reacting straight away when there's a family WhatsApp group. Like today, I got roughly 40 WhatsApps in the family WhatsApp group because my sister is traveling and they're showing nice photos from across the world. But this day was different. This day, it was a rare WhatsApp from my mom. Your dad is in hospital. And my dad hasn't been in hospital before in this way. He was 65 at that time, 66 at that time. And she didn't know what happened. He fell inside of the bathroom. And she needed to call the ambulance to pick him up. Fast forward, 2 weeks later, we moved from Denmark to Gütersloh, which is like the town that nobody knows. It's a small town where I grew up from roughly 7 to 30-ish. And we decided to move to my hometown where I grew up because my dad was diagnosed with cancer. And because my granddad died due to cancer, I said, that's not going to be long. Because of the experience from my granddad, which I barely remember because I was like 12 when he died, said, I want my daughter to spend as much as possible time, she was 3, together with him because they have not lived together. We lived far away from Germany because we lived in Sweden and then in Denmark. So we moved after 2 weeks of notice. We said, F the rental contract. In Denmark you need to pay a couple of months, obviously like in Germany. And we moved. And from that day on, since we moved, I spent every single morning at my parents' house. Most of the time, together with my daughter, having breakfast with my dad. Something, if you would have asked me 4 weeks before, like, why would I do that? We spent a lot of time together because I was knowing there will be an end. This end came after 9 months. So we had 9 months together where my daughter and I, and obviously my wife and the rest of the family, spent a lot of time together. One evening my dad said, I want to see the North Sea one last time. And I said, tomorrow morning I will pick you up, 6 o'clock. We drove 4.5 hours from that little town to the North Sea and back. We spent there roughly an hour where he was just walking silently, looking at the horizon. He was 67 at that time. And he died 6 weeks later. If I would not have taken the decision that evening to say, tomorrow we're going to the North Sea, he would have not seen it. What do I want to say with that story? Our lives are short. Every one of us has the possibility to do everything today and tomorrow. And we are just not conscious of the time that we waste every day using social media, using other things. This story is a story that gives me strength because I took a very difficult decision to move, quit a job, because I didn't have money at that time. I built my own business. Because what are you doing when you're a big corporate dude? You will not find a better paying job anymore. You start a business, consultancy business obviously, or coaching, or a combination of it. So I built a business, and a couple of businesses after that. And now I'm running a business that is inspired by my dad. When my dad lived in Spain a couple of years prior, he was doing radio clips. As I mentioned in the beginning, or in the morning, I even don't remember anymore. He was a professional speaker because he was pastor. So he was speaking every Sunday. And he didn't consider himself as a professional speaker. He still did radio clips when they lived in Spain. So he was doing the weekly radio clip. And one of the fascinating things he did, he was telling stories. They were about 3 minutes long stories. He talked about his mom and how difficult it is to raise kids in this certain time and how difficult things were. And the fascinating thing of a story is you learn from a story. You take the thing that you take for yourself. Because nobody on the radio did know my grandma and the details of that stories, but you learn something from a story that you take from someone else's story. So I have built a business where we help people to tell stories. Because I believe that when we talk about businesses, stories matter. Stories are the things where we learn. Where we learn from the kids that you have shared. From having a dog on stage, which is something I have never experienced. We learn the intricacies from each other when we tell stories. And that's what I believe we should do more. Telling stories, doing difficult things, and taking action. So I encourage you. How do you spend your time today and tomorrow so that you change the world? Thank you very much.